Welcome, everybody, to more roleplay on a town called Bastard. Today we'll be playing Advanced Fighting Fantasy, which is a classic British fantasy roleplay system. It's really basic, ridiculously so. We've got big chunky D6, and we're excited about having them as well. Some of us are visibly thrilled. Say hello, everybody. Hi. There's that enthusiasm back again. Okay, I'll read out the intro to the thing, and then everyone can introduce themselves and so on and so forth. I'm going to attempt to do a funny voice, so we'll see how this comes across. This will be my best Gandalf. Okay, here we go. No, not working. In the year 285 after Chaos, King Pindar of Chalice, knowing that his aged body would not see many more summers and fearful of the advance of evil, sought to provide for the safety of his people after his demise. Mindful that a small city-state like Chalice could not stand alone for long, he sought an alliance with mighty Salamonis. It so happened that King Salamon had a daughter of similar age to Pindar's son, and so a marriage was arranged. But before Prince Berinjahar and the lovely Sarissa could be wed, the princess was kidnapped by a cat, even as she rode to meet her intended husband, by Xortan Throg, an evil-hearted sorcerer who dwelt deep in the forests north of the Catfish River. King Pindar hastily summoned his counsellors. Chalice was in dire danger, for surely Salamonis would be angry at the poor care taken of its princess. And how could such a small city hope to provide enough warriors to overcome a mighty wizard? Why, his rocky castle looked as if it could withstand the onslaught of every army in Alanzia. In desperation, it was suggested that the king hire a small select band of expert adventurers, the sort of people to whom no odds are too high and wizard killing is all in a day's work.
I heard none of that because I was looking at the cat.
The cat's basically...
Jinx is kicking off.
He's getting a bit overexcited and he's trying to pretend the lace curtain is the wizard. And he's going to save the princess.
Yes.
I was listening.
So, basically, those adventurers are you! Plot twist!
What?
So, going around the table from left to right, could you introduce yourself and your character, please?
This is Justin playing Gordo Bronwyn, a human thief, not that you'd know it. He's silent, deadly, and always has a plan.
I'm sold.
Wow. Pretty professional.
I would like to purchase 3 of these Gordo Bronwyns, please.
I'm Jake, and I'm playing a dwarven warrior called Grimble Thornhill, who used to work in the gold mines of his tribe.
In Inverness.
Up in Glasgow. And then he got kicked out for being a massive drunkard. And he's wandered the plains ever since. So a real professional. By any standard.
There's no story. I don't need any of my story.
Oh
God.
I'm Sam, sometimes called Shabadoo, unfortunately. My character's Aspen Darkfire. I'm technically a princess, and I'm pretty lame, to be honest.
You're just an elven princess. Yeah. Pretty lame.
My character's pretty lame. She says stuff like chap and things.
Pretty posh, you mean?
Yeah, posh. Same thing.
Posh elf.
Yeah, posh elf. That is all.
I'm John. I'm playing Jarek Stormguard, who is a human mercenary and a man of few words. So... Sam, over to you.
Makes sense. I am playing Baradus Rangor, a 19-year-old human wizard, and I failed to read any of the background information. All you're going to get on this character.
I believe his background is that he has recently left the colleges of magic to kind of try and find more knowledge outside in the world of everywhere else. That isn't a college of magic.
That stuff there, yeah.
Okay. So you are proceeding through the forest north of the Catfish River towards Xortan Throg's stronghold. You are accompanied by the aforementioned Prince Berinjahar, the intended of Princess Sarissa, and his captain of the guard, Morval, a grizzled man in his 40s who's obviously seen quite a bit of action. He seems almost keen enough to come with you if he wasn't just a little bit past his prime. There's also a cat. There's also a whole troop of royal bodyguard kind of going along with you. As you are proceeding along here now, Berinjahar engages you all in conversation. He says, "To some extent, my friends, I blame myself. Had I come to meet her as I had wished, I might have been able to do something to save her, but father persuaded me that the proper thing to do was for us to meet at the city gates. Due pomp and ceremony and all that. A nice spectacle for the people. Gives them an excuse to stop work for a bit of a celebration. Still, if these brave men could not save her, what could I have done?
Indeed.
Said the princess.
Morval kind of bows his head as he starts to speak to his liege. Very little, I suspect, sire. I stayed as close to the princess as possible. We were on the main forest road, of course, the one that runs east of here, as it's much wider and easier to spot an ambush. We saw the goblins coming a mile off, and I had my men in position in good time. It's almost a routine manoeuvre. They rush out, we ride them down. It beats me why they keep trying. Anyway, all was going well when suddenly there was a great scream above me. I looked up and saw a huge griffin diving straight for the princess. Fortunately, I still had my spear to hand, but not having time to charge, I had no speed behind it, and my thrust was deflected by the thick feathers on the belly of the monster. The beast took the princess's horse in the neck, killing it instantly, and as it did so, the sorcerer, for he was riding upon its back, reached down and pulled the girl away. I thrust again and took a fair bunch of feathers from its tail, yelling all the while for my men to get bows, but the wizard had planned his attack well. By the time we had disengaged from the goblins and readied our bows, the griffin was away over the trees and out of sight. He's a cunning opponent, all right. We'll have our work cut out to get him back. You would have thought you would have told him all that before. But maybe when he came back.
I've heard
Maybe
this
he
story
has.
7 times.
I think there's just not much to talk about.
It's not in Chalice. It's a pretty boring place, so, any story's well worth it, really. But I basically have about 2 pages worth of this shit. So anytime you want to interject in the conversation before I have to read out the next massive chunk is great.
Oh, yeah, that's quite a story. I'd like to hear some more.
I think you told us a story just like that about an hour ago, and there was no griffin last time you told it.
I'm pretty sure there was.
Maybe I wasn't listening.
Are you trying to one-up me by removing the griffin from this adventure? Therefore...
I'm trying to imply he's heavily embellishing it every time he tells it. It was a dragon! And unicorns!
7 dragons! And a honey badger.
And everyone died!
I died.
Got better.
In any case, Berinjahar glances over at the dwarf, not deigning to respond, and says, "Well, cunning he may be, Morval, but we have the gods on our side. I wouldn't fancy the chances of anyone assaulting that castle, even if he had a legion of dragons at his back. Like in that story you told. But our priests tell us there is a secret entrance to the castle, hidden in the trees at the base of the crag. If this divination proves correct, and who am I to doubt the work of the gods, then while I distract the wizard with talk of ransom, our friends here can sneak in and catch him unawares."
Not sure I trust these priests.
Says Dawkins the wizard.
So on the other hand, if we go and find the secret entrance, we don't have to listen to either of these talking anymore.
But if we don't find a secret entrance,
Then
we're
we
gonna
still
die.
don't have to listen to them talking anymore.
Are you saying this easily in eardrop of your employer?
Yeah, why not?
Berinjahar and Morval both nobly ignore your insubordination.
Don't worry.
Morval says, "'Tis a good enough plan, sire, and as you say, one with divine blessing. One thing still puzzles me, though, and that is why he did it. Now, granted that most wizards are a pretty bad lot," he glances at Rangor, "comes from all that cavorting with demons and the like, I shouldn't wonder. Though this fellow has some pretty disreputable servants, he's never given us any trouble before. 20 years he's lived there in that keep, and the worst complaint we've heard of him is that his goblins steal the odd sheep from the villages on the edge of the forest. Why, some folk even said the king should make him an advisor. What can we have done to offend him?" There is silence. And Berinjahar responds with, "Naught that I know of, faithful Morval, but men's minds are sometimes turned by other things than offence. After all, if what you tell me of this young princess is true, then any man might take risks for her, especially if he were a lonely old man with none but goblins and trolls for company."
What are you trying to play there?
Wow, that's bleak. Okay, Berinjahar and Morval fall silent at that point, giving the Games Master time to rest his voice. And you can just kind of carry on riding through the forest in relative silence. Is there any questions you want to ask them, or any interaction, any role playing you want to do in this role playing game?
Role play.
Can I tug on the prince's cloak?
Euphemism?
Perhaps. How much gold are we getting paid for this again?
He he looks in his book to find how much money you're being paid.
He probably isn't paying us directly. He
Yes.
probably has a man to pay us.
He says, "Well, I'm not sure of the exact arrangements precisely. My father made them with you, as you know."
Oh yes. I got quite drunk last night, sir. I'm afraid I forgot.
The thief and the mercenary, for a start, they definitely remember how much they're being paid. It's 100 gold pieces each.
Yeah.
Besides, we do it for the glory, not the gold.
Indeed.
Nice.
Speak for yourself.
Any stories we have to tell of this great adventure will be worth far more than any gold we could ever receive.
Whatever, Aspen. I want my gold.
As long as we can get in the formidable keep.
That's my job, I guess.
As you ride forward, Berinjahar turns on his saddle and says, "Hush! This must be the gnarled oak of which our priest spoke. Aye, there appears to be a path through the trees here. Morval, you accompany our friends into the forest. When you report back that they have found the entrance, I will make myself known to the wizard and ask to speak with him."
Biblically.
A fine plan.
After you.
Okay, so I take it you dismount and move through the trees on foot.
Sounds like a good idea.
Yes.
It's a bit basically you can't ride because there's
Yes, that's fine.
yes, it's thickly forested.
Thicker than the prince himself.
Well, there's a judgment.
I'll have my dagger at the ready, and that isn't a euphemism.
Okay. You proceed through the forest. Has anyone out there got woodlaw?
Yes.
Yes. Could you test your woodlaw, please? What is your woodlaw? 10?
Yes, it is 10.
It is 10. Okay, so
Princess must
an
get that.
introduction to the mechanics for the people at home, if you're interested. I know we normally don't thoroughly go into mechanics, but thoroughly going into mechanics for Advanced Fighting Fantasy is very easy. Basically, he's got a woodlaw of 10. He gets 2d6, and if he rolls 10 or less on them, he succeeds. A double 1 is like a critical, and a double 6 is like a fumble. So, don't do that.
There we go. Double 1.
Hey!
Great,
Okay.
my woodlaw test. Yes.
There we go.
Jesus.
And it's so much about this wood.
You can tell by all the signs in this place, marks on trees, scuffed footprints, spore, that this path is frequently used by goblins.
Right.
In fact, and you can make an estimate of their numbers. You think at least, this is the crit talking, as opposed to the whiskey or the
Yes, dwarf.
ketamine. Elf ketamine. You can tell that at least 30 different goblins have used this path quite recently.
I sense an evil presence around these parts, fellow travellers. At least 30 goblins have been using this trail
Have you got a flute or something?
recently.
How could you possibly know that?
She's an elf.
I am an elf from the forest of Yore.
Ah.
We are brought up to know these things.
What a useless lesson to teach the youngsters.
A dwarf would never understand such things.
How dare you?
Whoa. Are you guys going to make the elf and the dwarf antagonistic? I'm not sure our listeners can cope with that level of... Okay. After a few minutes, you arrive at a half-hidden cave at the foot of the crag. Overhead, rearing, you can see the tall, skeletal finger of the tower reaching up towards a slightly overcast sky. Yeah, there you go. Morval kind of nods at you and says, good luck, all of you, brave, all of you, and tromps off back down the goblin path.
We're sure this is actually a secret entrance and not just a random cave, right?
The priest saw it.
Well,
I've already got my head in my hands.
I trust in the divination of priests.
as I said, many goblins had been walking through the trail that we used.
So where did they go?
This is what I'm trying to imply.
This place.
Like-
This is where they went.
Yeah, but where did they go? Can we see an obvious opening in the wall?
You mean the cave?
You mean the half-hidden cave at the foot of the crag?
The
That
thing
Oh,
we
stood at.
came
That
to
was-
this place to find and go into.
Oh, I turn around and go,
So that came!
oh!
What did they teach you in Wizarding College? I mean, how your eyes become so blind, wizard, from staring at books that you can't see 10 foot in front of your face?
I haven't been out in a while, okay? It's been a while in college.
I
Alright.
hear that too much studying can decrease a person's wit.
I hear that all they do is drink at those wizard colleges.
They're these bloody students.
Little of both.
It was a sports wizard college that
I was doing sports psychology.
Sports wizardry.
Right, well, let's not dandy around anymore. And I just stomp into the cave with my axe drawn.
Fine.
I want me gold!
Oh, Grimbold. Perhaps I'd better check it out first, you know,
Aye, okay then.
quiet like.
Although, having said that, it is very dark in there, and Grimbold may want to check his skills listing.
I do have dark seeing.
Yes, Grimbold can see in the dark.
Can I try and see the dark?
You can try and see in the dark. You don't really have to check for it. It's only if you're looking for specific things.
Okay.
You can see a kind of long tunnel opening up ahead of you, at least kind of 30 feet deep. It kind of rounds a corner at the end, so you can't kind of see through. But it definitely runs, and it runs deep. There are also kind of even you so keen on gold over looking for other stuff. You can see some scuffs on the kind of sand floor of the cave. It looks like it's been traversed quite recently.
It seems that our goblin friends have been through here. Perhaps you should go in first, Mr. Thief. Mr. Sneaky.
Mr. Sneaky Fun.
Can we see it all, or is it totally black?
It is totally black.
Oh.
You do have torches
Yes.
Oh,
Do you
okay.
think it prudent?
and cats.
Yeah, it's quite deep. So,
Who put that cat?
In which case, I strike up a torch and sneak inside. Do I need to make a sneak roll?
It wouldn't hurt.
All right then.
It's critical.
Sneak roll.
We'll get a roll.
As silent as the grave, you stalk into the cave. Even with the way you're holding the torch, managing to hush the kind of rumbling whisper of the fire against the wind
That's
as you.
impressive.
Yeah, you're all
sneak
very
forwards.
impressed.
Where did our thief friend go?
He was torch, we can't see him.
Into the cave. What cave?
Who are you?
I love critical of wood law is like, yeah, whatever elf. It's like, oh, he's disappeared.
Brilliant.
Fantastic. Right, so I sneak in and to the end where it rounds the corner and I peer round. Can I see anything?
Okay, are you guys all just waiting outside?
Yeah.
Like at the
Okay.
entrance, yeah.
You see a kind of a big wide, like an actual cave rather than the passageway. It's again pitch dark and it seems to stretch way further than your torch can illuminate. It has a number of kind of tunnels running off at the side.
Can I hear anything?
Give me a. Have you got awareness as a skill?
I do not.
Then just give me a regular skill check, please. On top of each other.
That's 6. I don't know what the answer is.
Compare it to your skill.
Compared to your skill.
Oh, my skill was 9.
So yes, you do hear kind of distant noises, but you're not quite sure what they are. But there's definitely noise of some kind coming out of the tunnels to the side of the cave.
Okay. Well, I head back out and say, I think we should all head into this cave. I'm not quite sure what's in there, but perhaps the dwarf can see something.
I can give it a try, I suppose. Onwards!
And will you all join us?
Sounds like a fantastic idea.
No one to be seen.
Nobody asked for your opinion, Elf.
Needlessly hostile dwarf.
Brilliant. Okay, as you proceed into the passage, could anyone with underground lore please use that
We'll do
as
that
a
one,
check,
eh?
which I imagine will just be the dwarf. Good God. Okay, yeah, you notice bits of ragged clothing snagged on the rocks down the passageway, as if people have been up and down here, and maybe also dragging people up and down here. In fact, you pick up a couple of pieces of cloth, and it's definitely goblin made. You can tell from the smell and the taste.
There's some goblins have been playing silly buggers, dragging people up these tunnels. We'd best be careful, I think.
Why is the dwarf licking the walls?
No question, he's a dwarf.
Precisely.
Maybe he's drunk.
I'm not drunk enough to hear you. Silly wizard. Just with your college education.
They didn't teach me to lick walls.
Okay. Out of interest, what order are you proceeding up the passageway in?
I'd imagine I'd be first.
So the dwarf first, then.
I'd be close second if no one else
How's
goes
the back?
Okay, mercenary, and then
Sword
in the
drawer.
middle, smack bang in the middle.
The
Elf, then the thief, then the wizard. Yeah, so
Brave
that's the order
wizard.
we're in. Oh, okay, interesting.
Pretend it's the right thing to do.
Yeah, you come out into that kind of the entrance to the cave. I think you've all got torches apart from the dwarf, and you're just there in the kind of entranceway to the cave.
Can you see anything, dwarf?
No, just some tattered clothes. I can't see much else, to be honest.
What about
Dwarves
in there,
can
in
barely
the
see past our own nose, as far as I'm concerned. The awareness of a stone.
What about in the cave where I can't see?
I'll take a look. I look into the cave.
Okay, so you kind of stomp forward and okay. As soon as you're about 5 foot past the entrance of the cave, there is a high-pitched cry, and goblins pour out of the tunnels all around the cave. Too many to count.
Oh.
There's at least
Enough
30
to
goblins here.
They're coming for all of you with short, stabby spears.
Does this look like a fight we can't win?
You're adventurers.
Right, fine. I'm a thief. Right, clues in the name. Burglar.
Damn these blind, clumsy dwarves we have.
Okay. The initiative system in this game is limited to heroes go first. So what we'll actually do is if I take down like the order of your skill, and we'll just use that as an order of initiative. That sound okay?
Mm-hmm.
So who's got the highest skill?
9?
13.
30. Well, no.
Standard skill.
What? Oh,
Just
standard
nor-
skill?
Yeah, just
no,
normal
no.
skill.
I thought you meant weapon skill. No, 10.
10.
9.
Any advance on 10?
6.
Okay, so that's Jerick first, and then who was 9?
We're both 9.
You both 9. I'll say that the thief goes before the dwarf
I do have a lot of
because
luck.
because thieves are faster than dwarves.
Mm.
And then
I think I still be legs.
Especially drunk dwarf.
so then it's the elf, and then it's the wizard. Yeah.
I think so.
Yep.
Okay. Right. Jerick Stormguard, you have time to take a shot with your crossbow before the goblins reach you, should you wish to do so.
Does it take any time to swap from one weapon to the other?
Nah.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Just give me a skill check against crossbow then, please.
Yep.
Okay, and then roll a d6 just to settle the damage,
1.
although it doesn't seem to list... Oh yeah, crossbow bolt. Okay, so that's 1 damage. I should have made you write down the damage tables for your individual weapons before we started, really. But so it goes. Okay, has anyone else got any ranged? I believe the elf has a bow.
I do have a bow.
Do you want to make a bow check?
Yes. 5. I passed.
Okay, roll me a d6.
4.
Okay, so that's 2 damage. What? Yes.
These goblins are going to kick our ass.
Okay, and with that...
I have range.
Oh, yes, you do. Are you going to cast Firebolt?
I see no reason not to cast Firebolt.
Okay.
Will it only hit one goblin? Sorry.
It will, yes. Give me a magic check.
I pass.
Hooray. In that case, could you, for a start, spend 1 stamina for casting the magic spell?
Yep.
Because it's cost 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I believe with Firebolts, you just roll a d6, and that is the amount of damage you do.
Wow.
6.
Wow. I'll just double check that that's the case so I don't give you something ridiculously overpowered. No, that is right. Okay, the goblin you cast the spell at just erupts in a gout of flame and scatters itself over most of the cave.
You just hear me chuckling a bit in the background.
I'm now scared and concerned.
Excellent work, was it?
Give me something useful.
Okay. No one else got anything ranged, I don't think.
Unless I can throw a dagger at someone.
Throw my axe.
You can throw a dagger if you want.
It's your only weapon.
I don't know.
I've got 3 of them.
Yeah. Okay. In that case, they are on you. So the first fight here will be between Jerick and a goblin.
Bring it on.
So the way we do this is we both compare our. Basically, you'll roll against your sword skill, or you'll roll 2d6 and add it to your sword skill. I'll roll 2d6 and add it to the goblin skill, and whichever comes out higher is the person who hits. So my total is 14.
25.
Yeah.
That goblin didn't know.
Let me know again if you roll like double six, because it's
Oh,
a
that was
critical
double
hit.
6.
It was a double six.
It was a double
Okay,
six.
the goblins. Basically, the goblin runs onto your sword.
Sweet.
Just
and
holding.
just goes. Bleh.
Who was not the most intelligent goblin.
What? I'm really confused.
You go shake your head in confusion, kick it off the sword, and prepare yourself for the next goblin.
A double 1 on a skill check is a critical and double 6 is a fail, but on an attack, a double 6 is a critical.
Yes, the other way around on
You roll
fighting.
high.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yes. Yes, it does. Justin,
Oh,
if you
Gordo.
roll 2d6 and add it to your dagger, I'm sure.
Yeah. Gordo says something, kind of like roguish, and then leaps into the fray. And,
No one hears it.
I get
9.
19.
Bloody
It
hell.
almost makes me think that the odds are stacked in favour of these adventurers.
Then
Well, not for me.
roll a
Not for me.
d6 for damage.
I will not win in melee.
1 damage. Ha ha! Take that, goblin scum!
Chop off its ear.
Yes, you basically you just nick a goblin.
Ha! Gordo, Bronwood here! Save the day!
We're not all very British now.
Okay. I'll
Okay.
wade in with my axe.
Dwarf it up.
He's one.
Yeah,
He's got it, yeah.
he's one. Yeah. Roll a d6.
6 damage.
And you've got a battle axe, right?
Yeah.
Right.
A
That's
very big axe.
That's 3 damage then.
Damn. Well, that does a lot of damage.
Surprisingly.
I've totally. Yeah.
It's because the fireball costs 1 of your health.
It's true.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You leave the goblin with a kind of grievous wound in its shoulder, but it's carrying on, stabbing away with its spear because it's just really stupid.
Futile.
So
Really
bugger.
stupid.
Lay down and die.
And the elf.
I think I forgot to write down my sword skill, but I think it was 9.
I don't think you have a sword skill.
I don't have a sword skill?
No, I think you just have to use your skill.
Okay, that's cool.
You've got good skill.
15 total.
Yep. That's definitely better than the goblin.
I'm the only person.
Roll d6.
2.
That's 2 damage. 2 mighty damage.
Did I just hit it with my bow?
Yes, you did. Which means it's dead. Because basically it staggered on towards you with an arrow in its foot. And as it staggered towards you and went, "Ah!" you just went and
Excellent.
hit it in the head with your sword. With a kind of arrogant look on your face.
Yeah.
Die.
Okay.
Peasant.
Are we surrounded by goblins, or is just some goblins in front of us?
You're surrounded by goblins.
I'm really bad in melee. Levitate. Well, if I'm in the air,
I
they
am
don't have
the
any weapons to do that.
No, they don't, no.
I could just fly above them.
Get behind
How
you,
high-
wizard.
How high is the cave? Yeah, but there's no behind you because it's all around.
The cave is high enough that you could levitate over the top of the goblins.
This is totally the sort of situation I should try and levitate in.
Okay, levitate. Cast your magic spell.
Okay, this is probably a bad idea because I know I lost 3 thingy if I succeed. I succeed!
Okay, spend the stamina
2 stamina.
and levitate all the way above the goblins.
So worth it! You guys have a fight, I'll just fly above you.
What are you
Like-
doing, You cowards!
This is your health, right?
Yeah.
So you're doing more damage to yourself than the goblins.
The goblins can possibly do.
I can hover above them now and fire on them, it's awesome.
I always knew wizards were cowardly scum.
And back to Jerick.
I'm going to hit one of them with my sword.
Yeah. Ooh, the goblin gets I can't count. 15.
No.
20.
You're never going to beat that.
Roll d6.
5.
I'm trying to look through a cat's tail at the table, and it is telling me that is 2 damage. This is the goblin you stuck a crossbow bolt in. It kind of limped its way over to you and is kind of half-heartedly thrusting at you with a spear as you chop bits off it with your sword.
The bad goblins.
And next we have the thief again.
They're truly evil at heart, so you don't have to worry about it.
Okay.
I got 16.
And again, give me a roll for your dagger.
I did 5 on my dagger.
So that's 2 damage.
Aha!
You are slowly taking down this single goblin.
Die! You think you have the best of me? Like that. Basically like that.
Even.
So I've cowardly levitated away and still done more than you anyway, so...
You mean
Whoa! The wizard's silk gloves are off.
Yeah. Roll a d6 for me.
5.
That's 2 damage. Yeah, you with kind of you swiftly decapitate that goblin and move on to the next one.
That's how you do it, you thieving punts.
Elf. Speaking
of
of ponces.
wow, people are hating on elves in here. I'm gonna cast Mirror Selves.
Oh.
It seems cool.
That's
Because I have a
really
cool
useful to
person.
get 3 of you fighting, so...
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So
Think I got
roll against magic first.
I succeed.
Excellent. Okay, and spend the stamina.
It's 2 for that, is it?
Yeah.
So then, basically, 2 kind of shimmering versions of Aspen appear next to her on the battlefield and start hacking away at the goblins with their swords. You still need to make an opposed combat roll.
Okay.
Oh,
I didn't. 'Cause I levitated.
I have
14.
14 as well, I think.
Ah.
Yes.
So the kind of the sword. Basically, it's a draw. So there's no
Okay.
Lots of parrying.
lots of parrying going on with your mirror selves as well. So it's the least impressive thing that could possibly happen.
You summon loads of mirror cells and all of them fail to do it.
In fact, I'd say since it's mirror selves as well, I will allow you to test your luck if you want to up that and manage to break through the goblins' defences.
I will do it for the sake of testing my luck.
Okay, what's your luck?
11.
Yeah.
Yeah, I passed.
Hooray! Your luck drops by 1. But you do succeed, so there's that.
How great is this?
And if you could roll a d6 3 times for me, please.
3, 5, and 3.
Okay, so that's 3, 5. Yeah, that's a 6 total of damage, which means, yeah, basically the goblin you are actually fighting dies as he desperately tries to parry off the blows from the mirror selves, and another goblin is wounded by them as well. The goblins seem very, very panicked by this sudden appearance of crazy clone elves.
Not by me
You will
flying.
rue this
Ah.
day, foul beasts.
You work for a wizard. Levitation is possibly
Okay, yeah,
slight
that's
part of
fair.
morning routine.
That's fair.
But they definitely seem pretty unsure, pretty verging on routing, perhaps. Wizard.
Raining fire from above. Without
Just slowly levitating over the head.
I'm just thinking, I'm
Is this
flying over
freaking you out?
If one of you fight, you just get a foot on the back of the head, like, come on!
Fly to Valkyries as you go. Just like...
So none of them can hit me, right? I just want confirmation of that.
No,
Yeah.
none of them can hit you. Give me a magic roll.
Yeah. I fail.
Right.
Just fire everywhere.
Let me just.
This is a 3d6 roll.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure. I think you might have to fumble it.
I failed by 1.
Ah.
I failed by 1. If
That
that's
does, no, it doesn't make any difference.
No.
But good try. Oh no, it's only if you fumble. It's only if you roll.
So I just fizzle. I'm just flying above you all going, come on! Come on!
Basically, you cast it. So remove the stamina.
Oh, God damn it.
But I'm going to roll for what it hits.
Oh god!
Oh god.
So 1 to 3, it hits the goblins. 4 to 6, it hits one of you.
Oh no! What a surprise!
And there are 4 of you. So I'll roll a dummy d4.
Like mirror selves.
Dwarf! You take 3 damage!
Oh my god.
Damn you, wizards! You're playing college education! Wizards turn traitor! Your building just bursts on fire spontaneously.
With
Kill the wizard! He's in league with this evil sorcerer!
Mike, if you weren't as tall as you are, I'd have you for
you are hovering.
Yeah, I'm flying above you. Sorry!
At this spontaneous dwarf combustion, the goblins give out a great cry of fear, and from the back one of them cries out, "He'll kill even his friends!" They turn tail and flee as one into the darkness of the tunnels.
Get down here before I shoot you down.
I don't know how. I just kind of bump into a wall.
Slowly gliding into a wall, like you're bugging out on level geometry.
Eventually stop, climb down the wall gently. Just sit on the floor for a second.
How long does your spell last?
5 minutes. I'm assuming I can stop it. That's
Yes,
not like the
yes,
full
you
5
can
minutes.
stop it.
5 minutes to just collapse on the floor. Okay.
So
I have some sympathy for you, wizard. It can be hard to tell the difference between goblins and dwarves sometimes.
I walk over to the dwarf. I walk over to the dwarf and apologise.
Get away from me.
I could try and heal you.
No. And you, elf, with your... I thought 1 elf was bloody bad enough. Let alone 3.
Can I attempt to recover my stamina? Because I have a spell that's stamina.
Yes,
recovery.
yes, by all means.
Can I also do that?
Doesn't your spell cost 1 stamina?
Fumble.
Yeah, it costs 1 stamina, but I can get 6 back from it.
Okay.
If I succeed. Which I do.
Okay, roll 1d6. Oh no, it's just 6.
So I'm back up to full stamina.
I will do that as well. I succeed as well.
You see me feeling rejuvenated. Do you not want some?
To avoid the spannage, I'm going to say you can only cast stamina once per scene.
That's fine.
Because otherwise you just like cast stamina on them, cast stamina on them.
I
it's gone wrong and I've hurt myself. Cast stamina on myself. Cast stamina on myself.
I was thinking
It
it
seems
seems
very
overpowered. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say it's just once per scene.
Once per scene seems fine.
Yes.
Because then we have to choose who we heal, which is now me.
Yes. Okay.
That was fun.
Now that you're kind of more in the centre of the cave, you can see there are quite a few tunnels on either side of the cave. But dead ahead of you at the far end of the cave is another kind of larger tunnel entrance that seems to look like it leads to some stairs, some stone steps leading upwards.
Well, that will give them something to think about. Goblins scare easily, but they'll be back soon.
It'll also
And in greater numbers.
It'll also perhaps give them a chance to notify their leaders that there is someone sneaking through the back entrance.
You may be right, Jarek.
Thank you.
Right, onwards then. I'll check them head for the stairs.
Foolhardy dwarf.
I'd recommend someone checking for traps.
Oh.
I mean, a goblin horde isn't the only defense
Check your bugs.
against a massive...
We can just let the dwarf
Entrance.
bumble on. He'll activate them himself. That'll be fine.
Why don't we just have the wizard levitate up the stairs?
Why don't we just get him to levitate away? Far away.
Okay. It sounds like the dwarf is going up the stairs first then?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll head up.
No problem. Are you heeding the words of Jarek?
No. No, I'm going to be pulling on my flagon of ale, patting out my six.
Okay.
Stomping forward.
Okay. Even though you do have the trap sense skill.
Do I?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I do.
The only person in the party with trap sense.
In that case, I will sense for traps as I draw from my flagon.
I like to think you've got like a travel flagon
Yeah.
with like a lid and just a slit in it to allow the liquid out,
So it's
so
got-
it doesn't spill when you.
Yeah.
I'm imagining one with a clear bottom. You're looking through the clear bottom.
And
while drinking.
and it's got a moustache protector, like the old T-bone tag.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
of his half-singed moustache.
Yeah. Trap sense, please.
Yep.
Okay. You kind of go up the initial set of stairs and round into a kind of regular stone passageway. Like an actual built stone passageway. Dead smack in the middle of it, about 1 foot away from treading on it, you notice a large, slightly raised flagstone that looks a bit suspicious.
These are some crafty bastards. They've got traps up here. Can we get the elf to stand on it, maybe?
I thought you were going to say he just falls over it. That's what the trap is, just a stone that's raised. He just falls over it. Bang your knee.
Wizards are so naive on the ways of traps.
Okay.
So what's the skill required to disarm said trap, or do you just
Or
ignore
can we
it?
just manoeuvre around it?
The flagstone's almost the same width as the passageway. It will require a leap over to do so.
Or levitate.
Or a
my
levitate
God.
would be
Can
fine.
I
yes.
climb on your shoulders? You
Doesn't work that way. I feel like I'm probably not going to.
Any leap you make? Is there any kind of jump or athletic skill or anything like that? I'm not sure there is.
Dodge
that's
is
closest.
one.
Anything else from anyone?
Underground law.
No.
No.
That's fine. In that case, anyone with dodge, you can test your dodge.
Yes.
Other people just have to test their skill. Who's
Yeah.
going first?
I'll go.
Does anyone know what the trap will do if we set it off?
No.
Okay.
Let's not find out.
I bet it's really nice.
Stick the elf on it.
Okay. The mercenary with a slight clatter of armour takes a leap over to the other side and spins round.
I have a 7 dodge,
I'm
so
sure.
this isn't great.
Don't
lower
need to
than
talk
yours.
for you. Are you okay with spinning round? I thought it looked cool.
Maybe.
Okay. I attempt afterwards. Brave wizard.
I'll stop trying to editorialise.
Brave wizard succeeds.
The brave wizard succeeds. I want that to be a meme.
I'm gonna fail. I succeed.
The elf succeeds. Time for the dwarf.
Jumps across delicately.
Yes.
Really?
Equal 2?
Equal to's fine, yeah.
What are the handholds around? What's the wall
Ah,
like?
you're looking to
I'm
climb
looking to
with your
climb around it
climb
with my
skill.
climb skill.
You could certainly give that a go if it's higher than your normal skill. It's worth a try.
I'll make
Yes. As the dwarf kind of leaps over somewhat clumsily, as you look behind you, see that Gordo has his fingertips in the stone of the wall and is kind of clambering over the side.
That's quite a good idea, actually. Oh well.
Dwarves are
Okay.
known for their leaping, it's fine.
It's my one markable talent.
I was a long jump dwarf champion.
You're all past the flagstone.
it. Wow.
The mighty flagstone. It's basically the boss. So
Back up now, guys.
yeah.
Did the poke with my staff on the way back.
The passageway kind of runs to an end, and then there's another kind of set of stairs running upwards.
Dwarf.
Climbing the stairs sounds like a good idea to me. Off I go.
As
Set
opposed
the
to...
traps. This guy's climbing all the bloody place.
Okay, you kind of round the corner leading upwards, and an almost identical stone passageway is there. The only real difference is that this one has 2 heavily barred wooden doors on either side of it. With kind of, they look basically like they've got bolts shoved across them. They're locked. If you like some kind of prison or thing for locking things in. I know, right?
Is there a suspicious looking flagstone in this corridor as well?
No, there is not.
I'm going to go to the foot of one of the doors and sort of just rap on it and go, hello!
Famed subtlety of dwarves.
Shut up, you elf!
A weedy voice from inside goes, "Hello, is someone there?
Aye? Who are you?
Help me!
Why should I?
The wizard threw me in here."
Okay, fair enough.
Are we to assume this is a jail?
Oh my god, wizard.
I go over. Are you some kind of prisoner there in that room?
I love playing.
Why didn't you just leave?
Why don't you just levitate? What?
What's in the other door What's behind the other door, Grimbold?
I don't know. I just trot over and knock on the door. Hello?
Hello?
You sound suspiciously similar.
Must be a spell.
Have you come to rescue us?
It depends. Do you have any gold on you?
No.
No. I go obviously the door.
We are but humble peasants.
Grimbold, don't be
Please
so
save
cruel.
us.
They're
Right,
just
okay.
humble peasants, humble peasants. And I go over and attempt to open the door on the left, to my left,
Okay.
with a lockpick.
Okay.
With sneak, I guess. Or sleight of hand?
What?
What's that?
Have you got lock?
I've got lockpick tools, and I've got
Okay.
both sleight of hand and sneak.
Sleight of hand. Yes.
And con.
Sleight of hand.
You con the door.
I don't know. They're both the same, so it doesn't matter which one I use. And I make it.
Okay, you managed to jimmy the doors open fairly ably. Inside are two very wretched-looking prisoners in rags, in kind of basically who are just rolling around in filthy straw on the floor. They kind of scramble out, hunched over, and start thanking you profusely, tugging on their forelocks and such. Oh, thank you! We've been in there so long.
So I go.
What?
So it was a prison.
I've suddenly gone into Flight of the Conchords David Bowie there, and I'm not exactly sure why. We've been there so long. In space. Yeah.
Can I do the same to the other door?
I just did the roll was for both doors.
Right,
Both
great,
of them are out.
fantastic.
You open one door and the other one just opens.
Right. We've rescued the
Convenient.
peasants. Now what are we going to do with them?
What are their plans? Are they just doing kind of like chilling out in the corridor with us? They want to come with us, or they want to like back off down where they came from?
They look like they want to leave the wizard's tower they've been imprisoned with.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
They don't look like they want to like take your extra daggers.
Well, you know.
Do we each have a torch? So we just give one of them gives their torch.
Yeah, and then lead them back down the corridor with the suspicious-looking flag.
Oh yeah.
Filled with the goblin army.
How nimble are you guys?
What? What do you mean?
Can I escort them back down with my torch to where the flagstone was, help them across it, and then
Okay.
send them on their merry, merry way?
Okay.
What do one of provisions do, by the way?
If you eat a provision, it restores 4 health.
Okay. I was going to give one to them, but never mind.
Might not now.
I was going to generously give one away when I thought it did nothing.
You get your food out. No, actually.
You don't need this. They kind of look at your food as you put it away. Go,
Well, food costs money, boys.
That's the cruelest thing you could have done.
I suggest giving them directions back to the oak and maybe see what the prince feels
They're gone
like.
now, so
being-
should have said that earlier, maybe.
Sod it then.
No, you can give them directions before they go. You escort them across the flagstone.
Tell them the prince himself is waiting for them.
Oh, they look a bit worried by that. You escort them across the flagstone. The kind of last one of them to go across kind of teeters on, kind of jumps over and only half makes it to the other side. Teeters on the edge and dashes forward. The flagstone trips and a large portcullis slams down overhead. Fortunately, missing the peasants by just an inch. He looks back and goes and dashes off down the corridor past his friend.
I'm still free to go back to where these guys
Oh
were.
yes, you're on the right side of the portcullis.
You look down. Your leg is trapped in the ball.
It was just it was basically just an excuse for me to tell you what the trap was.
Good. Well,
Filthy peasants.
That would be really annoying.
I turn back to the group and say they're safely on their way. What happens to them is God's business now.
Presumably, Dawkins the wizard is not happy about this use of. I can't think of any worse wizard than Dawkins the wizard. You did magic. Magic doesn't exist. You superstitious scum.
Look down.
It's like that.
Such things.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay. The prisoner's corridor ends with another set of stairs going up. You may see that there is a theme here.
Do we want to do a trap
Stairs.
sense?
All the stairs.
Yeah, can I set some traps before we go through to the next area?
You certainly can.
No, fail.
Okay. You notice it anyway, because it's fairly obvious. There's kind of, as you go up the stairs to the next level, you hear a kind of clashing, grinding sound through the air. And when you round the corner, you see that halfway down this passage are two giant stone hands embedded in the wall, each of them holding a large curved scimitar, and they're thrashing at each other, making walking down the passageway directly something of an unappealing proposition.
This wizard fellow has a strange sense of interior design. Do you find that out in college, wizard boy?
Oh, yes, all the time. This is pretty standard.
Is it Wizard Architecture 101?
Twirling blades. Makes sense.
Well, then what do we do about it, wizard?
Yeah, that's a bigger issue.
Oh, no, why not
Did you
levitate?
not go to Wizard Architecture 101?
No, I didn't. Well, I actually failed that course. Is there a gap at the above this, or is it coming?
Yeah, there is room to levitate over them, yes.
I put my hand on the wizard's collar very firmly and hold him in place.
Well, do you see any other way around?
Is there any sort of...
Well, that's up to you guys. I'm not going to tell you how to get around them.
Is there like an obvious way of jamming them? Is that possible? Or...
Well, isn't that a good question?
Why don't you...
Can we stick the elf's head in there?
You can
Too
see
soft.
you can see a kind of slight gap, just a slight gap between the wall and where the stone hands have been put in place, through which you can kind of sense mechanisms at work. It's possible if you found something appropriate, you could kind of jam it in there.
We need something to jam these machineries.
Was there anything in the prison cells?
Yes, there was filthy straw.
Would a dead toad be suitable? Probably not.
Fresh dead toad.
Fresh.
I think
There's
maybe you
no
could
way
just-
to talk about our dwarven friend.
Do you have any spells? Do you have any spells, wizard, that could poison such?
Probably not. Aside from levitate, which will only get me across anyway. So,
Oh, really?
Will it?
well, I can't levitate everyone. Can I actually?
You can levitate everyone individually if you want.
That's no.
Yeah, it's quite a stamp.
Yeah,
cost.
I'd rather not levitate everyone individually across. I feel like it would be likely one of them will go wrong, and you don't want that.
Yeah,
You don't want
probably.
that.
Well, I don't have
I mean,
dodge.
people can try and dodge through if they want.
Well, I am going to do exactly that because I
Are you going to
am.
dodge or are you going to climb?
Oh, yes. Damn.
Well, you just said you're dodging.
I may like run at it and then go. No.
Spinning blades inches from your face.
I think I'll just climb over again and attempt to do so.
Okay.
Come on, climb. Boom.
Boom. Yep, the thief clambers on the wall like a spider or a monkey or a spider monkey and inches their way up and around the spinning blades and drops to the other side and presumably brushes themselves off.
My
Easy as that,
crossbow bolts
fellows.
are wooden, right?
They are. You thinking of trying to jam it with a crossbow bolt?
I was thinking of it.
Do you have any
I'm
clogs
sure you got enough of them.
What?
or sabots?
What?
No? Oh, never mind.
Is that the first thing that comes to mind when you
No,
think you're
it's-
jamming
It
something?
was the listeners will get it.
Okay.
Will they? Is it a D&D joke?
No, it's a joke about. Never mind. It's an entomology joke. It doesn't matter.
Is it a horribly racist joke?
It's not a joke. I was just saying.
The listeners get it, they're all racist. It is going to be on YouTube, to be fair. So,
Can I just jam my axe into the gap?
it's a bit big for your axe.
Could
Ca-
something illusion jam a thing?
No.
Okay.
I'm going to, considering I don't actually have ammo, I'm just going to try and stick a crossbow bolt in and see if it jams it.
Just try and see if that jams it up, but good.
Pocket.
Okay, give me a skill roll, but give me a skill roll and say -2, because it's quite a tricky little operation you're planning here.
Okay. Fail.
Fail.
I think.
No. Well, what's your skill?
My skill is 10, -2, 8, and I rolled 9, so fail.
Yes. The crossbow bolt just kind of explodes in your hand under the pressure of the mechanism.
Yeah, I thought that would happen.
Well, I'm going to fly over.
I'm going to push you right through those blades when you land.
Succeed.
Ha
I succeed.
Okay,
I-
the wizard and the thief are on the other side.
See you
It's
guys.
like
that problem with the fox and the chicken.
Yeah,
The
yeah. It's that problem with the fox and the chicken and the giant stone hands with the spinning blades in them.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna dodge through it.
Oh god.
I was gonna try and jam it with my far higher quality elven arrow.
Oh, wait,
That seems just
Elven make. don't
Skill
you
at
know?
-2, please.
I fell.
The high quality elven arrow explodes.
No.
unless you want any really big modifiers in the dodge, I dodge through.
No, I just want a regular dodge roll. I
Yep.
think. Yes.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, you roll through kind of Indiana Jones style.
Yeah.
Are either
Onto
of
the
you
other
two
side.
really? Do either of you two really not want to dodge or
Yeah,
climb?
I'm just going to down another flagon and just try and make it through.
Is this sort of if you're really screwed, I could. Okay.
Yeah,
Play you over.
The dwarf. To be honest, the blades mostly go overhead.
It's actually 2 foot at the bottom. I do just drink it and go, ah!
And the elf. What's the elf doing?
I am gonna try and run through.
Oh, this should be great.
I'm gonna fail. I get the same as my skill.
That's fine.
That's a pass.
Okay.
Not even close. An easy task.
The elf weaves through the blades, just leaving behind a little snippet of elven hair.
What a shame. Do I do it again?
What a shame.
I can do it 100 times and not be hit.
What do I have to roll to resist the urge to throw one of my companions into the blades?
I can think of no reason not to do that, so...
Can I sneakily pick up the piece of elven hair? Probably worth something on the black market.
Princess
I've
elven.
already seen doing this. But it's a
Princess.
princess elven hair. Somebody's going to want to buy it.
Princess Elven Hair.
Yeah.
That's your new name.
Yeah.
Are you actually going to do that? Give me a skill roll.
I got my sneak, so I pass. I sneakily pick up and bottle said elven hair.
Well, it was sleight of hand I was after. So.
Oh well, same.
Yeah. Oh, so close.
We want to fail that.
It's close, but you do manage to get a snippet of Princess Elven hair.
While we're all watching you.
Yeah, I sneaked it, dude. Like I just went, oh, yawn, pick it up there, put it in a bag.
Just getting like a fingernail like
Yeah, to sell. Sell on the elven hair fetish market.
Yeah. Hey, I don't judge people. I don't care what these people are the judging people who hate elves or hate dwarves or hate wizards. You know, I pity everyone equally.
You recognise the brilliance of elves and the value of their hair and all parts of elves. Elves in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously,
Why
the
not?
urge to throw one of you in the blades.
I think
We
you
move on.
just go through and go, yay, and Jarek just goes, boots.
Right, great, fantastic.
Okay, at the end of the corridor there is, I wonder if you can guess.
Some stairs.
Correct.
Yes. I got a
Is
prize.
this all a straight corridor as well?
Well, it's kind of back and forth,
Okay.
like a switchback
Okay.
thing.
I was imagining a really long
Me too.
tunnel.
Yeah, I was on really long film.
Okay, you go up to the next level.
We go.
On the next
Okay.
level, there is but a single door in the passageway wall.
I banged on it and go, hello!
Oh my god!
Are you literally just walking up before anyone can do that and do that?
Yeah.
Okay. There's no response, but on the other side you kind of hear a kind of rustling noise.
I can hear you in there!
I draw my sword.
Is anyone going to listen or kind of...
I will draw my sword and listen at the door.
Yeah, I think we're all like near the
Okay.
door listening now.
And also push the dwarf out of the way.
Well, there's only really room in front of the door for two people, so and the dwarf's in front. So, Jarek, do you want to?
Can I be the back?
Do you want to make a have you got awareness? Just make a skill check then.
Pass.
Okay, you can hear kind of the breathing and general motion noises of probably a large animal on the other side. You can also feel a slight breeze coming from below the door.
Is it more peasants?
I put a hand on the dwarf's collar and pull him away from the door. And is it locked?
It's kind of bolted, but it's not locked, so you can just unbolt it and open.
Yeah, I'm not probably.
Why not?
There's
What's the
something-
worst that can happen?
There's something big in there.
Why don't we take
Something?
Is it
a
a big peasant?
Something. I don't think it's a peasant.
Oh.
Perhaps some kind of griffin.
Possibly.
Do you really believe that story? Fair enough.
Right, elves are very gullible folk.
Well,
As well as incredibly ugly.
now gods. Well, anyway, now gods, but griffins. Griffins are real. Don't question the existence of griffins here.
What are we doing, adventurers?
But there's no need to fight a
You're not
griffin.
just walking past a locked door and not looking what's in it, are you?
You know what? If it is a griffin in there, I would like to be able to say I've killed a griffin.
I heard that griffins have lots of treasure.
Equally,
Gold.
we're either going to have to say that, or we're never going to say we've been killed by a griffin.
And I
think it's a
heard-
bad idea.
And I heard that griffins know lots about magic. Defeat them, they can tell you about it.
I sent some subterfuge
Well,
in
Can I
you
con
think
check?
it's too dangerous to fight a
Yes, you
griffin,
can,
just
totally.
levitate away.
Yeah.
That's true. Go
You
ahead.
totally believe that griffins have secret magic. He just conned you.
Okay, fine.
Yes.
Everyone, draw the weapons. Get in behind the door.
What kind of secret magic?
Very secret.
Shut
Very
up. Draw your firebolt or whatever it is.
Draw your
Levitating
fireballs.
Levitating won't help you here, wizard.
If you
Actually,
don't, if you don't have Firebot and Nimbus 2000, we'll probably be fine. Oh.
Okay, who's opening the door?
Can I just jump up at the bolt?
You can't reach the
Okay, the dwarf rather impetuously bashes the door open, and on the other side, it will come as a surprise to no one, is a large griffin.
Oh,
It rears back on its hind legs and goes and bounds towards you. Behind it is a kind of barred entrance to the room that just opens out onto the thin, cloudy air of the cragside. You can see you're quite high up. The trees are quite far down. Though you don't have much time to look at that landscape because you're being attacked by a griffin. And you know what? I think we'll end the episode there.
No!
What
are we gonna
do? What are we gonna do? Who knows? Probably, I don't know. Roll
Kill
some
it.
dice.
All die.
Probably.
One of those two
Yeah.
things.
kill it.
Say bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.